Hi again, welcome to Soquete Capoeira. I'm Soquete, and in this video we're going to take our time with the basic Ginga movements and learn how we can put these movements together in our own sequence, in our own timing, and finding our flow. Okay, so a lot of the previous videos we've trained in a very linear fashion. It works well for the learning process, but Capoeira is played in a circle, so we need to learn to navigate ourselves in a circular fashion. This is where bringing a focal point in is really advantageous. So I've placed a cone down in the middle of my space, and that way I can work my fintas, I can work all my movements all the way around in a circle. Remember, I'm not dealing with an opponent yet, I'm just learning to navigate myself within the space. So the purpose here is really to start to find your flow. We've got these 8 basic Ginga movements, and now it's a matter of finding a way to put them together, to piece them together, and get used to moving around in a circular fashion. There might be times where you can't remember the next thing, and you Ginga 7 or 8 different Gingas before the next movement comes to you, and that's totally fine. That happens in the beginning. As you get more and more accustomed to your Ginga movements and flowing with them, you'll find your actual Gingas are much less, and your movements become the flow that becomes your game. So let's just start to think a little bit about distancing. I would like my Ginga to be about a foot's distance away from my focal point. That means I've got room to take space and do my fintas. It also means that I'm going to have room to move around without getting too tight. So we can just start with a few Gingas. 1, 2, and then you start to remember your movements. Okay, lateral, lateral. Okay, back to Ginga. What if I do a finta? Remember that if I'm using the cone, my finta should be in line rather than 90 degrees, so that I'm not giving too much back to my opponent. I come back to my Ginga. Oh yeah, a hole. I drop, I hole to the other side, I finish square with my cone, I come back to my Ginga. Oh, they're balanço, front, back, side. Oh, I'm going to switch. Oh, now I'm starting to feel some flow. Okay, I'm just going to use a step to move around, but I'm maintaining that distance. If I want to give away some space, that's where that back step, that lateral recuando comes in. I can give away space, hole. Now I can take it back with my finta. I can finta the other side, come back, hold my space, lateral, hit that finta again, and move around for my Ginga. So it's just a matter of finding some flow. Back, balanço, here. Oh, hole from cadeira to cadeira. All these movements, lateral, finta, back to Ginga. I can start to find my flow and move around. Sometimes in class, we've got so many people in the room that not everybody has the space to work around a cone at once. So what I started to do is I set up a timer. That way, if my timer is set to beep every 30 seconds, for 30 seconds, one person gets to work on the cone while the other person gets a rest, and then you can alternate, bing, 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 the bell goes off, and the other person comes in. So then we're starting to establish a work to rest ratio. That's great when you're in a room full of people, 30 and 30. But what if you want to push your cardio? Could you do a minute of Ginga and 30 seconds of rest? That kind of 2-to-1 work-rest ratio is really valuable for your cardio. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set a timer myself. We're going to do 4 minutes of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I'm going to do the first 30 seconds. That gives you a chance to watch and absorb. And in the second 30 seconds, I'm going to rest, and it's your turn to work your Ginga movements. The value of this work and rest also means that while you're watching, you get reminded, oh, that move, oh, that move. Yes, I haven't done that move yet. And you start to integrate those movements into your turn and your movement and your flow. Okay, let's go. So I start with my Ginga. Get comfortable in my Ginga. Front, back, a balanço, a switch, a finta, come back, hole. Just looking for flow. Doesn't matter if there's a couple of Gingas in between. Okay, let's go back to finta. This time move around. Stop in my Ginga position, hole from Ginga position to Ginga position. The lateral recuando, step back. Give that space away, finta, move around. Lateral this way, hole. Your turn. Let's see what you got. So you got 30 seconds. Think about it. Your balanço. Your lateral, lateral. That's it, keep moving. Holes from cadeira. Holes from Ginga position. That lateral trocada. So many movements. Take your time and just flow. 2, 1, my turn. Round 2. Again, so I'm going to start lateral, lateral. I finta, I come back, hole, finta again. Ginga, back step. Switch. Oh, I can do 2 switches if I want. finta, move around, lateral, olé, lateral, back to ginga, front, back, side. I can switch here in the front too. Finta, moving around, lateral. Your turn. Let's see what you got. Take your time. That's it, just breathe. Think about your movements. You're giving space when you move back, when you do your balances, when you do your recuando. You're taking space when you do that finta. You're holding your space. This is my space. Lateral, lateral. Take your time. Enjoy your movement. Find your flow. Round 3. I start with a balance. Lateral, lateral, finta. Oh, I want to move around. Balanço again. Lateral, lateral from here, olé. Ginga. Simple step, okay? Balanço again. Lateral. This time I switch. Finta. I move around. Olé. From ginga to ginga. Finta. Lateral, lateral. Round 3, let's see what you got. That's it, let's go. Yeah. Keep it moving. Be patient with yourself. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's early days. You're just trying to find your flow. You're just trying to make your way. Navigating yourself around the hala in a smart, in a sensible, and a safe way. Round 4. Here I go. I'll start with lateral, lateral. In for the finta. 1, 2, olé. All the way to ginga from cadeira. Balanço. Lateral, lateral. Let's do 3. Finta. Come back. Straight away. Olé. Remember, I can olé from ginga position to cadeira as well. Extra steps. Finta. Balanço. Lateral. There you go, last round. Let's see what you got. Take your time. Let's go. Don't forget, balanços, laterals, fintas. There's so many different ways to finish the fintas. That's going to be in another video. Just enjoy. Take your time. Flow. Be patient. 5 more seconds. There you go. So then you can rewind this and do it again. 4 minutes. It's a nice 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Again, you can set your own timer. You can do it in your own way. Finding the time to make your movements work for you. I like to make a list of the movements. Every time I'm in the 30-second rest, I take a look. Oh, I haven't done that one yet. That way it's going to help me to flow, help me to get more diversity in my movement, and help me to be comfortable as I navigate around the space. This series of basic Ginga movements was created to help you develop a solid foundation for your capoeira. From here, everything is going to be possible as we build a greater vocabulary for our game of capoeira so that we can have an interesting and intelligent dialogue with our partners and our opponents. And if you're enjoying these videos, again, please take a moment to subscribe, to like the video, hit the notification button, share it with a friend, and again, thanks for watching.